Welcome guys to the part 2 video of how I got into NYU Stern with a full scholarship, which I still can't believe. And if you didn't watch it yet, you should go watch part 1 somewhere here on the screen or probably in the description where I'll put the link, because I do give some context of my life and I do talk about my GPA and my SAT and the SAT subject test. So if you want a full context and if you want more information other than this video, you should definitely go check it out and I strongly recommend it. But in this video, in the part 2 of how I got into NYU Stern, I'm going to be talking about my AP test more in detail, my activities, my honors, and finally my personal essay. So let's jump right into it. So we're going to be talking about my APs first of all. I took 12 over the course of 4 years. The last 4 don't really count because I took them in senior year and the scores aren't even out yet. Probably going to come out next week, but really depends on College Board and when they want to release it. So let's start with freshman year. In freshman year, I took AP Psychology. My school in Korea didn't allow students to take any APs inside of school, so I had to take one outside of school and I just chose one of the 3 easier APs. There's Macro Psych and Envi-Sci, and those happen to be the easiest ones, so I chose Psych. And I got a 5 on that as well. In sophomore year, my school only allowed students to take one of these 3 APs, AP Bio, AP World, or AP US History, so since I didn't like any of them, I just decided to skip a year. Probably a big mistake because I ended up, covering all up in junior year anyways, but I considered that a break. So really, my 12 APs that I took in my 4 years of high school can really be said as 3 years of high school. So with that aside, I moved to America, where I went all in on APs. I took 7 APs in junior year, which people call me crazy for, and I actually made a separate video about that where I go in all in detail about taking 7 APs in a single year in a 2-week span and how it was all insane and stuff, so you should definitely go check that out if you really want to. But I ended up taking AP Calculus, AB, Chemistry, Comp-Sci Principles, English Language, or AP Lang, Physics 1, Physics C, Mechanics, and Statistics. For all those 7 tests, I got 3 4s and 4 5s. The 4s, we don't talk about them because that's a shame. Yeah, I got 4s on Calculus AB and Comp-Sci. No, I didn't. Chemistry and Statistics, and that was a shame because I could have done much better, but we don't talk about that. And of course, in senior year, I took 4 APs, as I've mentioned. I took Micro and Macro, Calculus, BC, and Comp-Sci A. Micro, I studied for 5 days because I just crammed it, and you can go watch another video that I made about that subject, and that was pretty wild. I would say don't go all out on APs, but the thing is, it actually kind of helps you. It's not really, to help you get into a school, but it actually helps you waive credits, and it might help you graduate earlier if you really want to. So for APs, I'm kind of on the middle of the fence here. You should kind of take a lot, like I guess I've done, because I've done 12 and I can convert them into credits if I really want to, and I probably will. And if you want to do the same thing and you want to get rid of as many credits as possible, then you should definitely do it. But don't feel too stressed about that. The number of APs that you take and the scores, unless you get, 2s or 1s, they're not going to decide if you get into a good school or not. So don't really fret about it. Now I want to talk about honors a bit, and there are 5 honors that you can put down in the Common App. And the first one I put down was the HSK Level 5 certificate. The HSK, short for Hanyu Sheiping Kaoshi, is a Chinese proficiency test or Mandarin proficiency test that I took in sophomore year. It is the second highest level of 6 levels. So level 5 is the second highest, and I got the certificate for that. I passed the test. What it means is that you're really fluent in Chinese. Although my skills have definitely got less sharp over the years, I still have the certificate, and I definitely wrote it as my top honor because I was pretty sure it was one of the things that could make me stand out from the rest of the people. The next 2 I wrote were school awards that I got for math and Latin. Now, why is Latin important? Because when I came to America, I didn't want to take AP Chinese because I thought it'd be a big burden with me getting accustomed to everything and it would add to my AP load. So I converted to Latin 1 instead, which was very easy. So I ended up getting an award for Latin as well, and math, I guess. The next award I got was for Latin again. It was maxima cum laude, which is the second highest for the national Latin exam. What happened was that I took a test and I got the highest in my class, so I did pretty well in that one, yeah. And the final honor that I put down was the AMC 12A that I took in my school during junior year. I got the highest score in my school. Somehow, I still don't know how that happened. There are so many smart people in my school. I definitely put that down because, it's top in the school. I guess it may mean something to the admission officers. Now we're gonna get into the juicy stuff. We're gonna talk about activities and volunteers and clubs and all sorts of things that will really decide the character of a person. And I think it is what makes a person very interesting. GPA, SAT, and AP are maybe similar for people, but activities is what really, spices up the person. My first activity that I put down was the financial internship, which was an internship that I did for a company. I attended a summer camp from the transition from junior year to senior year, and what happened was that with that content that I learned over in the summer camp, I had to, simplify the curriculum for a younger demographic, just in case the company wanted to hold a similar summer camp before younger people, like elementary or middle school students. So that was my internship. Definitely was a great experience because I learned so many things about business and finance that I did not know about prior to the experience. My next one was the internship at the ENC, or the Environmental Nature Center, as a retail intern, or a cashier, I guess, because I worked at the gift shop. And I actually have a video made about this. I'll link it somewhere up here. And it's about me working as a cashier at the ENC. And these two, OllehRebelz and ENC, were definitely the two most important activities that I did, because it just related so much to business and finance. And it just showed that I wasn't just all about academics. I could be all about these extracurricular things, and I am interested in business and finance. The next thing was a speech club in which I was the president. It was kind of like a leadership thing, obviously. The fourth activity that I put down was me publishing a book. So I actually wrote a book about me moving from Korea to Canada in grade 4. It was kind of like a private book. It wasn't like super public or something like that. That was pretty nifty. You know, you don't really run into many high school students who publish a book. So I thought it'd be a very good distinguishing feature for me. So I definitely made sure to put that down. The next one I put down was like a club. What this club was, it was like an escape room club. So I was like the co-founder and the business manager for that. So I guess there's another aspect of business that was really important. My next activity is Science Olympiad. I was actually a member of Science Olympiad for 2 years, from junior year to senior year. And what I did, well, I did many events. Even though I didn't win any awards, that's perfectly fine, because my participation shows that I could lean towards more STEM-related things, not only business and finance. I can focus on diverse topics. And it also shows like teamwork, because it's a team of 15 people and you gotta work with them. And Science Olympiad is all about teamwork, actually. You work with a partner or 2 other people, and it really shows that you have to have coordination, and you know, you need to cooperate with other people. And then I have some volunteer activities. So we held a fundraising concert, so that was pretty fun, at the Source Mall, Source OC, I think. That was pretty cool. That was a volunteer. The next one was me teaching little kids, young children, how to play music. And I played a cello. I didn't play cello in an orchestra when I moved to America, but that didn't matter, because I was able to use my cello as a volunteer chance. You know, I was able to teach young children how to play the cello, and that really made things a lot better. My next activity was the orchestra that I was part of back in Korea. And also I went to a thing called AMI, which is short for the Association for Music in International Schools. And I was a cellist there. Since I was part of an international school in Korea, there was a worldwide thing where you have to audition from international schools, by the way. You have to audition for this one orchestra. And I actually got in freshman year. I got to go to Luxembourg, which is in Europe, right next to Germany, I think. I spent time there for like a week practicing music with other people from other international schools all over the world. And there was a mini version of this tied to Korea as well, so I did both of them, and I think these musical qualities kind of made me stand out, maybe just a bit more than other people. Now that we're done with the extracurricular activities and all the other stuff, we can hop on over to the essay. Obviously, I can't show you my essay, so I'm gonna have to just tell you what I did. So what I focused on was that I focused on the qualities, like my personal experience, because they read essays just 24/7, I guess. You know, they might be bored, and it's good to incorporate a few bits of humor in there just to get them to laugh a bit or something, or just smile at least, because, you know, if it brightens up their day, there's nothing bad about it, because they're already bored. They're just reading essays left and right, and there's nothing wrong with a bright, cheerful essay. Although mine wasn't like super over the top cheerful or bright like the sun. I was kind of like medium, kind of just swing in and out in that boundary, and I think I did a pretty good job. I focused on, you know, what's unique to me, and for me, it was moving back in that time 5 times in 8 years, back and forth between Korea and Canada and America, so that was very unique for me. I was pretty certain that people would, or the officers at least, the admission officers, would find that interesting. So I definitely made sure to write that down. Yeah, NYU only had 1 essay, so that was really weird. You know, usually other schools have more essays. NYU had only 1 essay, other than the Common App. There was 1 essay, and it was why NYU. And I obviously, you know, did research about clubs and professors and other classes I wanted to join and all those stuff that show that I was really interested in joining NYU Stern. Thank you guys so much for watching this part 2 video of how I got into NYU Stern with a full scholarship. And if you want to catch the first part of the video to add more information, you should definitely go check it out, because I do talk about the SAT and GPA and subject tests and all that, so you should definitely go check it out. If you liked this video, you should definitely press like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, to catch more content about future NYU life, college life, I guess, college vlogs, and of course hit the bell if you want to get notified. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.